This episode of the Long Run Podcast is sponsored by Skechers.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Long Run Not So Live stream and podcast brought to you by the 40 Runs running community and our generous sponsors, Skechers. I'm Ian Wilson, and this week we are talking about the best running gear for beginners. I'm joined by Toby Frost, Sabrina Ahmed, and Chris Ford, and we're all very, very excited because tomorrow we will be on stage at the National Running Show at the NEC in Birmingham, which is why we're not live tonight, because we're all heading up the M6. So it's lovely to hear you. We're charged for this, aren't we? We cannot wait.
Very excited. Oh, I tell you what, who's nervous?
Nah.
Tobe? You nervous about the tech, Tobe? My computer's
Not at all, really. I mean, what happened?
Well, after the podcast we did, the other week, whenever it was, you listened to this when you didn't get us on Facebook, but
When Facebook is broken, I can't really control Facebook.
Get on a Zuckerberg.
So we're not nervous about standing in front of 37,000 people and talking about marathon training people, no?
No.
I don't think so.
How many
So
people
before
did
we
the
crack
NEC
on
hold?
with this, Chris, can we sort of like give people a brief outline of what's in store for tomorrow, what we're going to be doing?
So we are going to be unboxing the marathon training block. So you get your London Marathon place. Let's just say you get your London Marathon place. You're very excited. Then you start, panicking. And then you go, what the hell am I going to do? And so we're going to take you through the moment that you either click and enter yourself into that marathon to the moment you basically, the day after, because we're going to, if we get time, talk about what to do after as well. So we're just going to take you through. We're not going to go like technical detail because like build a marathon track. We've done episodes on marathon training plans and how to, design one to do one. But we just want to talk about really the experiences of the highs and the lows and what to expect and how to have a toolbox ready for you to bring out when week 7 you're thinking that was 13 miles. How the hell am I going to do another 30 miles on top of that? Have that. So here you go. There's that card that we gave you at the National Running Show. That's basically what we're going to do between cocking about and taking your questions. So we might not even talk about this. We might end up having 37,000 people going, admin, why does Fordy call you admin? Speako, what marathon are you doing before Manchester? Wilco, how many burgers did you have before a marathon? We might get all of that, right, and not actually get round to talking about the marathon train, but who knows?
That's the plan, anyway.
Ask Hayden how old he is. See what I mean? So we don't know. See, we just don't know. Look at Toby's face. Toby, you're right.
But hold on, we're going to be on stage at 3:45.
Are we?
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about it. I'm more worried about Toby because he doesn't look very well.
I'm fine.
You all right, son? Huh?
I'm enjoying life.
Do you want a hug from Chris? We can send him round.
I mean, I've had offers in my time, but that's
I might catch it. I might catch whatever he's got. Hopefully, Tobe, I've just had a thought, guys.
Did you give it to him?
Yeah, probably. No, being serious for a minute, he'll end up 8 hours at A&E in a minute. Being serious, is he going to be all right for the National Running Show in his current state? Because if he's got this Kraken version of COVID, which I reckon I had, that's why I reckon I was sick, right? Because there's this Kraken thing, yeah? And when I was sitting in A&E and all that, there was other people in there, and I don't know whether they got the similar sort of thing, but do you know what I mean? I reckon it could be. I reckon, Tobe, you could have Kraken.
Were they cowboys?
No, see, it's interesting. I was talking to a guy in there about honky tonks when I was in there. He's not been to a honky tonk, and I was telling him to go to Texas to go to the world's largest honky tonk because I think that would be a good thing for him. And actually, I think I would recommend the NHS. Let's do a little bit of give back to you. I think the NHS should prescribe to make people get, with their mental health and get better. Go to a honky tonk. You will come out there, I guarantee, with a smile on your face.
Is there one in the UK?
No, I'm going to start one.
Right.
Oh, brilliant. Broxbourne's own honky tonk.
There probably is.
I'll come.
If there is one, get in touch. You can sponsor the pod. 100 grand an episode now because we're the biggest independent podcast, UK running podcast. 100 grand to sponsor this podcast an episode now. We're putting up the prices.
Yeah, so just drop us a line if you've got that sort of
Dosh.
money. Then fordyruns.com/longrun.
Yeah,
and we'll entertain offers.
Give us a shout. So today we're talking about, because you're probably out in your long run listening to this, unless you're watching it via YouTube. Anyway, don't matter. We're talking about, because it came to my mind the other day that there's a lot of new runners out there, right? Because it's January, New Year's resolutions, all this sort of stuff. Now, this also some of the stuff we're going to talk about today will actually help some of you who might be around the block a few times. There might be some bits in here that you might have thought, actually, I could do with one of them, because we're going to be talking about gear, yeah, and the not the essential bits of kit, but the bits that kind of we've all found helped us through our running journeys. That's basically what we're gonna offload on you today, because I did a video whenever it was, and it was about the shoes. You know, we all talk about these flash carbon plates and all that stuff, but essentially, when you start running, you just want a pair of shoes that's comfortable, and you ain't going to get blisters, right? Which is fair enough. It's when you like move into it, getting your keen, and then you start thinking about getting all the other stuff. So that's what we're going to try and talk about. I think we start at the beginning and we speed through it quickly. I think we start at our very, very beginning. So not necessarily catch the 5K, but think back, guys. Now, some of you it'll be longer than others. So, Toby, when you started running, what gear did you have? And if you tell me a tripod, I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to drive around your house and I'm going to knock you out.
No,
So-
I had a pair of Brooks.
Oh, shock. Was you fitted for them?
No, I think I just bought them online.
Yeah.
I think it was the return policy.
Well, they were giving them away.
Give them what? Yeah. Oh, admin.
You can give them back if you don't like them. If you don't like running, just send them back within 60 days.
Yeah.
I had Brooks. I had a running top, running shorts, of course, always shorts, and
Are they blue?
and I think a Garmin 235.
Oh, you went big, Tobe, early doors. You went with a running watch to start. I wasn't going to get onto running watches until half marathons, but okay.
Oh no, you have to have the run. I mean, I wasn't running unless it appeared on Strava.
Hashtag all the gear, no idea. Right, Wilco. Did you? I mean, Tobe set the bar quite high when he started running. What did you have?
I didn't have a Garmin. I got I started when I started on my journey. I was first running on a treadmill inside in the gym, and then was persuaded by people that it'd be much better to go and run outside. So that's what I did. I looked a bit like when you see Boris Johnson going out for a run, I looked a bit like him. All sorts of stuff. All the like, what is he wearing that for? Mad t-shirts and things like that, and bobble hats in April, and I just looked an absolute clown. It's got to be said. People who saw me in southeast London in those days must have thought, "What the hell is this bloke?
What is that coming my way?
He looks ridiculous."
Shoes?
I bought a pair of Nike trainers out of the Nike outlet centre at the Galleria in Hatfield. Didn't know anything. It just said cushioned. I thought, well, I'm a big lad. I'd like something that's quite comfortable. Yeah. They'll do, and I got them for about 50 quid, and they served me pretty well, actually.
Still got them?
No. My dad walks a dog in it. Well, I give all my old trainers when I've done too many miles in them. I give them to the old man, and he walks his dog in them. Lovely. So he's been walking Rodney round Waterford and in various pairs of Brooks for the last 18 months.
In the Brooks,
yeah, he went all the time. He was around today. He came around. We went out for lunch. He was coming around, do a few jobs, and yeah, he had a pair of ghosts on.
It's when he comes around in the carbon plates next. Right, Admin,
I've got a couple of pairs of Sauconys. I think he's got his eyes on, so you never know.
Admin.
What did I have? A pair of leggings, sports bra, top. And it was winter and it was jacket. But no, that's serious. As a woman, I had a pair of Adidas Ultra Boost trainers that I hadn't even bought specifically for running. I just had them, and I Googled, and it said you could use them for running, and I thought, well, I'll do then. And that was it.
That was it. Did you have a watch like somebody else?
I didn't get a watch until probably only about a year.
Did you have an app or anything that you was using? Because
I downloaded Strava because someone told me to. And then I just used it. I had no idea, right? I
I
used
bought
to
a
just press
Fitbit.
start, put it in my pocket, and then press finish when I got home. That was it.
So what we've established here is that we've all got some like crappy running shoes. And that's not to be disparaging against any of those brands that we mentioned. Wilco got us out of jail there. Not so great kit. Wilco's running around like Boris Johnson. Hope's got his blue shorts, and the admin was in dunk things, whatever she said. I can't remember. It was lady stuff. I'm just an idiot. Apologise. And then basically, then what happened?
I think one of the big things that I discovered early on, and I think this is really good advice to people who are just starting running, is get rid of cotton. Don't have any cotton t-shirts and the classic white socks that you'll get in a sports shop. The cotton socks, absolute blister machines. Don't buy them. Get yourself, even if you're running in a football shirt, it's better than running in a cotton t-shirt.
Yeah, but they chafe bad, football shirts, the replica ones, they chafe really bad. If you've got any hint,
because some of them, because they have the stuff on the front.
Yeah, yeah.
But
by the way,
yeah,
I call those
polyester,
socks Simon
synthetics
socks.
was a
I call
big
those
thing.
socks, Wilco. I call those socks Simon socks. He's always in them. Any admin, be fair.
Yeah.
Simon is always in those white socks. Any toe.
Even around the trail, yes.
Yeah, I mean, he wore them on a trail run with him, so they're called Simon socks. If you go into a shop, Sports Direct, who again, if you want to sponsor it, 100 grand episode.
Yeah, Mike, if you come and give us some money.
Yeah, if you go in, just say I'll have some Simon socks. They'll bring out a white pair of Adidas or whatever that will go well with your sliders, and off you go. So you're saying avoid that.
Yeah.
Anything that you would avoid, admin, before we get on to what you should buy then?
I mean, it's really hard, isn't it? Let's be honest. When you're first starting out, you've got no idea. Let's say you download Catch 5K or whatever. You just go out in what you've got because you don't want to spend loads and loads of money, right? And you don't have to. So I think my first stuff I bought from H&M and Decathlon because I was just like, well, I don't know, if I'm honest, how long I'm going to stick with this.
2 weeks.
No, but everybody's in that situation, aren't they?
All right. Yeah. So here's the thing then. So at what point did you then go to yourself, right, I kind of like this running business. I'm going to go in Sports Direct and I'm going to get some Caramore stuff because it looks good, but it's cheap. What point did you do that, Tobe?
I don't think I did. See, I made the same mistake. It's the same mistake I make all the time. I just buy far too much stuff way before I need it. So my advice is don't do what I do.
So let's not listen to Tobe in any of this, apart from, I suppose, later on when we get into the Stripe, but we'll come on to that later. Right, so Wilco, at what point did you go into Sports Direct or other retailers, again, Sports Direct sponsor it, and go to yourself, right, I want to look like a runner, and I'm going to go get some cheap running kit because I still don't know, like admin, whether I'm going to commit to
I think it was the two big sort of landmark events were buying a Fitbit. When I first got that, and I thought I can look at my runs now, I can judge how far I'm going and things like that. That gave me an air of being serious as well, and going to my first park run as well. And then I'm like, I enjoyed this. This is good. Let's look into what I need, the stuff that I need.
Did you go
through?
But
it was, and I've still got some of them now. They were either sort of like t-shirts from the Nike Outlet Village or Decathlon. I used a lot of and Decathlon stuff's really good. I still buy it.
Yeah, Decathlon's really good, people. They need to sponsor this.
Like I bought, stuff for
gloves,
pair of gloves for a £5.
Yeah, Decathlon's good.
Undershorts, things like that, and they're trail shoes. If you want a pair of trail shoes, you just want to go around your local park run that's a bit muddy. You get a cracking pair of trainers in there for £50.
Right, so a serious question: if we're saying Sports Direct 100 grand, should we do Decathlon at 50 grand because we think it's a good fit? In terms of sponsoring,
yeah, they like it.
Yeah, 50 grand. We'll do you a good deal, Decathlon. Get in touch via the website.
Yeah, FORDYRUNS.com/longrun.
50 grand a year episode. But Wilco, you didn't hear my question. Was it fluoro? Did you go for the fluoro look?
The fluoro look.
Yeah, the bright colours with your running kit.
Not madly, no.
Because you do see that, don't you? You see the new runners. They go fluoro a lot. I don't know why that is. Maybe because Caramore, because a lot of it. I mean, did you go fluoro?
No, absolutely not. I went everything in black, and I still do, to be fair, don't I? Let's be honest. Everyone that knows me and runs me, always in black. But no, I went in as dark as possible because I wanted to go unnoticed. So when you're starting to run and you're like, I look like an idiot, I had no confidence in myself or in my running at all. And you just go, well, if I'm in the most dark, basic stuff,
No one can see me.
yeah, it's true. But that is genuinely true. And it wasn't until I started coming to a Wednesday night and you went, you should think about getting a light. And I went, oh yeah, I'll get a light.
Yeah, you might not be seen while you're running in the dark. Small problem there.
And it was the middle of winter, to be fair.
So to be fair, the fluoro stuff, I take the mickey. But actually, guys, if you're starting out, it is really important. If you're going to spend any money on running kit when you're starting out, get the fluoro stuff. Because if you're like, got a place in London or you've got a place for a half marathon, you've got to train through the winter, you've got to be seen, right? So
you've got to be careful wearing it in the summer, though.
Yes, well, that will come on to that. So in terms of winter training kit, right? So we've got ourselves kitted out. We've probably gone and got our gait analysed because we've got ourselves a race. So, that's another tip, right? But we've spent a lot of time talking about gait analysis on this podcast. So you got yourself your better shoes and, whatever. You got yourself a bit of tech, like Wilco said, he's got his Fitbit. In terms of winter marathon training, winter half marathon training, winter catch to 5K, what is the bit of equipment, apart from the obvious gloves and stuff like that, what's the piece of equipment that you would say is essential to any runner? Who can I pick? I'm going to leave you at me because I know what you would say because you posted it in a WhatsApp group today. Wilco.
Oh, you've got to have lights. You've got to be.
That's what Admin was going to say.
You've got to be visible and as much as you can, particularly, people run in different environments. If I'm running around, if I'm in the office and I'm on the South Bank, it's not so desperate that I need to have a light on and things like that. If you're in an urban environment, it's not so bad. But, if you're going off track a little bit, you've got to be seen and you've got to look out for the traffic.
I would say that even that urban. I like when I'm doing the London club and I'm running down the embankment and that's lit, but having that flashing light and I'm running towards people, I'm still catching their attention, right? Because you've got to remember that 90% of the world, people walk along doing this, looking at their phones.
Particularly in London, because everybody knows where they're going and they get their head down.
So to have that flashing light is a big plus. So you've taken Admin's. Admin, have you got a backup? If not, I'll get you out of jail.
Well, no, I've got a different one, which is I actually think in the winter you need to think about layers, and that's not buying a million things, but I think that what's the saying? Dress for the second mile, right, or the second kilometre or whatever. Because you go out and you put a long sleeve on a t-shirt, a jacket, and then suddenly you're boiling hot after 5 minutes. So I do think having some layers that you can either alternate or start thinking about, right, do I need this and that, or mixing and matching stuff is helpful.
Right, I'm going to add a little bit onto that. My essential bit of winter kit is the snood. Which you can get on the 40 Runs store, good plug 40, but I think a snood, right, you can wear it on your head, cover your ears, you can wear it around your neck, it keeps you warm, you can tie it on and put it around your wrist, you can use it for multiple different things, It's such a good bit of kit. They're not that, I know, 10 quid still expensive, whatever, but you can get a snood. It is such a good bit of kit, especially if it's peeing down the rain. You've got it around your neck. It just keeps that heat in for whatever you're wearing. It just keeps that core a little bit warmer. And if your ears do get cold, you can then put it over your ears. It is really, I think that's a real cheat. And it doesn't matter really if it's whenever you train. I think even in the summer, snood's good because you can put it around your wrist and you can wipe the sweat off your face.
I always take one.
Yeah, there's such a good bit of kit. Throw them in the wash, job done. So I think that's one of the pieces of kit, let's say, for winter training. What about, let's go spring, because that's a funny time. Spring, autumn. Let's combine, because otherwise we'll be here forever, right? So spring, autumn. Tobe, is there a bit of kit that you would say for spring, autumn that you would recommend?
So I'm a bit of a fan of a cap. It took me a while to get there, but I quite like a cap. It does keep you warm. And it keeps the rain out when it appears out your eyes.
Oh, that's a massive plus. Isn't it? A peak cap when it's raining. Like a few weeks ago at Buntingford, and it was absolutely coming down sideways. I wouldn't have gone out without a cap on.
Can I just say an observation?
Go on.
Something like you haven't seen, I think on Believe in the Run on their podcast, they said they've never seen a baby pigeon, right? So think about that for a second. Never seen a baby pigeon. Have you seen one? They said it on Believe in the Run, right? Good podcast. Listen to it. Check their YouTube channel out. But here's the thing. Similar sort of thing, phenomenon. Tobe, Wilco, have you ever seen admin in a hat?
No.
No.
So.
Might affect the hair.
Affects her barnet. It's a good point, though. Baby pigeon.
You know what's funny?
Admin in a hat.
Obviously, we're going out for a run tomorrow, and I actually earlier on my list of things wrote, do I need to dig out a hat? I do have one, I've just never worn it.
I can't wait to see that. That's going to be all over.
I think it's really practical. It's something that people should definitely consider.
Yeah, I would. I think, look, in the summer, visor's good, yeah, because it keeps, whatever. But in spring, autumn, a hat, like when we done it the other day, Tobe, I can't remember what day was. We went out there because again it was raining and stuff. That's a good. What about you?
Yeah, they're not great in the summer.
Spring,
I've done a couple of great North runs where I've sort of like just wanted to take it off and throw it at a kid at about sort of 5 miles just to get rid of it. Because
Wilco, can't say that for safeguarding. Can't say that. Take it back. Scrub it out. No, Admin, what about you? Spring, winter, spring, autumn. Get it right, Fordy. Come on.
A decent pair of shorts.
Decent shorts.
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
It's different for women than it is to men, right? And finding shorts that fit properly, whether they're the looser fit ones, whether they're the cycling shorts, and it takes time. It's like leggings to find the right ones for you. And that is like one of the hardest things, harder than finding the right trainers. Because trust me, if you're running along and your leggings keep feeling like they're falling down, that's really irritating.
So would you always buy the same brand then once you've found
them? I do now. Yeah. Same model, same brand. Always.
Interesting. Stockpile them.
Yeah.
Do I do them in blue?
I have got a navy pair.
Have they got a matching cap?
I
can't wait to see her in her hat in the morning. It's going to be brilliant.
I'm not wearing it now.
No, you are.
Oh.
So leggings and shorts for ladies to get a good fitting pair. Any brands you can recommend just in case they want to sponsor the pod after Decathlon?
I think depending on how much money, Decathlon, H&M and Sweaty Betty for more expensive stuff. If you've got that. Yeah.
Wilco, let them know where they've got to send the email in to say they want to sponsor.
Well, they've got to send their email to fordyruns.com/longrun. We're going to be
How much are we going to charge them? How much are we going to charge them per episode?
Well, it's a competitive market, mate. We don't want to sort of set the bar.
150?
Really,
should we go up to 150?
Yeah, go on.
150. Right. So if any of you guys, you three, want to sponsor this per episode, 150 grand. Right. So, Toe, did you say cap? You did. So, Wilco, are you going to get on his cap bandwagon?
No, I would suggest that for spring and autumn, particularly, you want to. I know trainers are expensive, but you probably don't want to be running at those sort of times in the same trainers that you're going to be running in the summer, just so that you've got a bit more purchase under your feet and a bit more grip. Okay. So, a decent pair of well-fitting trail shoes, to sort of, you don't have to spend a fortune. Just an alternative for something that's going to keep you fit, particularly if like around here we run quite a lot along the towpath on gravelly tracks, things like that. It's worth the investment of getting a second pair of trainers, even if, like we said, Decathlon, you can get a pair of trail shoes in there for 40 or 50 quid, and just having them and using them, because if you're not doing many miles in them, they'll last you a long time.
Yeah, fair play. Right, I've got two. Right, I'm going to go a bit funky, so bear with me. One of them sort of goes into the thing, but I'll say why in a minute. First thing I would go for is like a flip belt in the spring and for the autumn, because chances are you're coming out of whatever training you were doing. You might not necessarily have a hydration vest or a coat or a body warmer gilet that you'd put your phone in or something like that. You may have something else to carry your stuff with you.
Yeah.
I think having a flip belt or other brands, flip belt, if you want to sponsor this podcast, for you, would do you a good rate, 110 grand, coming via the contact page. But I think a flip belt is a good piece of kit. I was talking to Emily the other night. She's got one of them now. Because you can get all your bits and bobs in there. Make sure you get the zipped version, by the way, to put your phone in. So I think that's a good bit of kit. And you can also use those for races and stuff. Maybe you've got to put some gels in there or stuff. Because, Tobe, you had some of them shorts with gels on in it. They were, how bad?
Yeah, I don't really go for the shorts.
And what brand were they?
Right.
Please tell me they were Saw running.
I think they were Ron Hill, actually.
Oh. Ron Hill, get in touch.
Bit late for that,
Sorry,
mate.
ain't interested. So yeah, I would say a flip belt. You can get them on Amazon. They do all these moody knockoff versions on Amazon. Get one of them for like half the price. Now flip belt won't sponsor us. And then the other thing is, and you're going to say, well, this is wrong, but actually I would say get a pair of sunglasses, good running sunglasses in the spring, because allergies, if you're like me, the reason people take the mickey, he's always in his sunglasses, I think he's a celebrity. No, it's because I suffer chronically with allergies, right? So from about next week, I'm going to be basically in my sunglasses because I really struggle with allergies and everything like that. So that's why I wear them. And then in the autumn, because there's usually stuff floating about, falling off of trees, you can't, that's all, you get lower sunlight and all that sort of stuff. But you need a good pair of glasses that don't bounce. So there's some brands out there like Sun God, 80 grand Wilco, Sun God sponsor the episode.
Yeah, they'll do.
Gooder, 85, because Tobe had to send a pair back. So there's good sunglasses out there that ain't the end of the world in terms of cost.
Yeah.
But I think they're good. Yes, for summer, we'll come on to that. But I think they're worth having because honestly, especially if you've got allergies and you're running like I do down the rivers or through parks or you're doing park run and, you've got the pollen, it could save you.
To be fair, Tracy Whittington will tell you need them all year round.
She's my hero. If Tracy wears them, you've got to wear them.
You can
End
wear
of
them.
story. That's it. We'll leave that there. Right. So
can I just before
Yeah, go on.
we go on, can I just mention one thing, one bit of kit? Well, it's something you wear, but I don't know whether it sort of like fits in the kit that I always take out that I think is really important is that I got a parkrun wristband which has got my emergency phone number.
Yes.
Put one there, wear that, and then if anything happens to it, because it's a solitary sort of like pastime. Sometimes you're off. If something happens, then somebody will be able to contact the people who need to be contacted. I've seen stories before of people who have sort of like, we found this runner, we've taken him to hospital, he's unconscious, we don't know who he is, we don't know who to talk to.
Really good point.
They're really, I've got two parkrun ones. I've got one that I wear at a parkrun, and I've got one that's the barcode doesn't work and it doesn't scan, but it's got the phone number on it.
Exactly.
So
Now
get one of them.
Where can Wilco? So you just go on the parkrun website.
If you go to the parkrun website, they sell them on there, and you can get one on there.
How much, roughly?
I don't know, £5.
Yeah,
I don't know off the top of my head, but it gives you peace of mind, and it's a good thing.
I couldn't agree, and I'm being serious for like 1 second now. People, get one, right? Whatever you're doing, if this is the only thing you take away from this episode, get one.
Yeah.
Really, really, really important. Right. Okay. So summer, Tobe. So apart from your white hat, blue shorts, and your yellow Sauconys, what piece of essential kit do you have for summer running? And I don't count.
Yeah, but you're not essential. I think probably we've already covered mine. I would have two, which are quite top, which is the snood and the sunglasses for different reasons. Over
what were they? What are your reasons? In? Elaborate, young man.
Snood on your wrist.
Yeah.
Wiping your sweat away because I work hard.
You don't.
And sunglasses, obviously, so you can kind of see where you're going and try not to get too blinded.
Okay. Abin?
Vest.
In your black leggings and your black shorts and your black hat.
No, we came out of black leggings at that point.
Oh,
but,
changed.
No, a vest. Right? Get rid of all the... Toby, you can shake your head all you want, right? When it is...
I don't think the viewers know about this, Abin. I don't think the viewers know about this. We'll just bring them into speed. Right, so Speedgoat, point blank, right, refuses, back me up, to wear a vest. I have never to this day seen the boy in a vest. I keep threatening him. I will even go and buy him a sore running vest, right, which are about £3,000, which is needless money to spend on them.
Will it be medium?
He will not even take a sore running vest that I will pay for out of my own money, because this is not sponsored by, because I'm not fast enough or thin enough. But he will take one of those. He won't even take one of those vests because he simply won't run in a vest. Why won't you run in a vest, Tab?
Don't need one.
No, I see. But I make him right, yeah? Go on. Sorry, Admin, go on.
No, it's fine, right? Everybody has different hang-ups and stuff, and some people find them comfortable and some people won't, right? And whatever you're comfortable in, I think is the most important thing when you're starting to run. Hence why we can laugh at me wearing all black, but it is it's a comfort thing. But I do think there is something in a vest, and I'm going to sound probably a bit mad here, but when you first start running and let's say you started now doing couch to 5K and you hit summer, you don't know how you're going to feel going out for a run, training and overheating. And just that extra bit of air that gets under your arms and to your body is honestly, it really helps. So if you can, I would definitely, that's my one thing.
I'm with you, right?
Yeah.
I'm with you. I get it, right? I take the mickey out of Tobe, and I take the mickey out of Saw Running, but fair play to them, they do make good stuff. But I think if you're body conscious, right, or for whatever reason you don't feel comfortable in it, don't do it. It's no, you want to feel comfortable. There's absolutely no point for going out there and feeling uncomfortable. What I would say, brilliant advice, was from Simon. We ran Amsterdam in vests, right? And Si and I will always wear a t-shirt when we're training, okay? But we was like, we ain't going to see these people again. What do we care about what we look for? So we went, what we look like. So we got black vests and we wore them Amsterdam because we wanted to be cooler, because it works, people. Being in a vest, being cooler, it works. There is a reason why Saw Running products are so thin. You don't feel like you're wearing anything. They're breathable. There's a reason for that, to regulate your temperature, right? There is a reason why it is. So being in a vest, I understand 1,000,000% why Tobe won't wear them. And I'm the kind of the same. I feel so uncomfortable in them.
I don't own one.
But in fairness, in Amsterdam, when I was running, I felt very comfortable in it. So Admin's right, Tobe's right, Wilco's right. I think what we're saying is right, but it is a good tip. If you can get over that barrier of not caring what you look like, which I think most people can't, it will benefit you. Even if you're going out running earlier in the morning, stick a vest on. I'm with you on that one, Admin. Yeah. I'm with you. I'm going to say one before we go to you two. I'm going to say sun cream. I know it's bleeding obvious, right? On my list. But so many runners, myself included, go out without putting any on because you're like, oh, I've got to get changed, I've got to get out, forget about it. Even if you're just going for like a poodle around the block for 20 minutes, stick it on. Especially if you're like me, a Wilco, and the rest of the guys, we're running down the river. We're getting that blast off the river, off the water as well. You've got to look after yourself. So I'm being serious again. I'm being quite serious tonight, guys. Can it be? Yeah, I'll be fair to me. I'm doing well here. But suntan lotion, people. Right, Wilco, I've taken your one. What's yours?
No, the other one that I had is I'd seriously think about getting a water bottle. You don't have to get a massive one.
Oh, that's a good shout.
Just a little one of those ones, the O-shaped ones where you put your hand in.
That's a good shout.
They're a good bit of kit. You don't have to have, sometimes, you can have massive, you don't need a huge, if you're going out, but it's just something, think about, what if you get lost? It's just a bit of backup. I mean, I used to do, even obviously with like the hydration vest, you get the little water bottles and things like that. If I was going off road and I was only planning to do sort of like 3 miles, I'd still take that in case something happened and I got lost, and because you don't know how long you're going to be out. So I suggest don't go mad. You don't need to take 2 liters of water with you if you're going to do 5K, but it's just handy to have if you feel comfortable taking it. They're a good little. They're pretty cheap. You pick one up for a couple of quid. So
yeah, it's the old hydration vest thing, isn't it? You don't need to spend 80 quid on a Solomon one. Although we highly recommend them if you want to sponsor the podcast. How much is Solomon, Wilco? You reckon?
Oh, where are we at?
I think it was 125. Should we cut them a deal?
Well, yeah. Well, we're open to negotiation, I reckon.
No, we'll negotiate with you per episode, but it's got to be a minimum of 6 figures. But you don't need to spend 80 quid on that. You can get the cheap one off Amazon, but that's a good bit of kit. It doesn't matter whether you're doing 5K or 50K, but through the summer, get your old hydration.
We've got like the 40 runs one, haven't we? The
EG one,
the Onji one,
the EG one's a good shout. You can put them on Amazon for like 20-something quid. But I think, I know we've been on summer, but I think it is a really good bit of kit in some. It doesn't matter, again, what you're training for, but just to have it, like Posty, give him a shout out. He's always wearing his, because he's got his fluids on him and what he needs. So it's funny, but if you've got like asthma pump or whatever, you've got your bits and bobs. It's just great if you get used to wearing it. And I think, guys, I don't know about you, but I think over the last few years, I've seen more and more people wearing them in races than ever before. Have you seen that trend where people, they're self-sufficient? They take, because they're used to running in it, training in it. I've seen more and more of them now in
I think
races.
people have the confidence. It gives them the confidence. I think you find that particularly, from the sort of. I'd imagine you don't see it at the sort of like the front of the pack, but
I've not seen Kipchoge wear one.
No. Well, he's got someone to look after all that sort of thing.
Yeah,
but like for everyday runners, definitely. There's definitely
I think it's one of the most. It's probably. It's a strong bit of, but I think it's probably one of the most essential bits of kit you can get as a runner. Actually, a hydration vest, because you do need to hydrate. It's obvious, but you can put your phone in it, so you're safe. You can ring someone if you've got a problem. Put your keys in it. You put asthma pump in it. Put some suntan lotion in it. You know, like we go back to what we were saying about hay fever. Maybe you pack of tissues in there. Pack of tissues because you're called short. What was that, Tobe?
Sausage sandwich in there.
Sausage sandwich in there. But again, Toby, you put your fueling in there. If you've got a London place and you've got a fuel for a marathon, you've got to take a jam sandwich out of you because that's the only thing you can tolerate. You cut it up, put it in a sandwich bag, bosh, in it goes. So again, it's a good. When we did in the summer when we was training, we was freezing bottles of water and putting them in the back of our hydration vest, because by the time it unfrozen, we was then ready to drink it. So, I think that's probably, and actually, I tell you, that leads us into a good point. So, because it's only a short version this week. So, if you're doing a run expecting us to go on like we usually do, we're cutting this one short. But I'm going to go round. What is, and you can't now say what I just said, what is your most essential bit of kit? Now, we could have said it already, so don't worry about it. But what is your most essential bit of running kit that you wish you had when you started out running? And admin, you can't say black leggings.
I'm not going to. I've got another one.
Or cap.
Shall I go first?
No, we'll go. I want to leave it. I want to build it up.
I would say, well, the thing that I can't live without is my bum bag.
Right.
And I take it out with me on every single run that I do because I want something to put my phone in and I want something to put my keys in, and it works.
Yeah.
And it's just always been there. We've got this relationship where we can't leave each other alone.
Have you always had the same one?
No, I've had the same model because the zip went on one, and I had to go and get because under this fear of nothing new on race day, I had to go and get exactly the same model, exactly the same one I wanted.
Have you got a backup one now?
Yeah, I've got a few sort of like belts and things, but I've never really got on with them because the phone space isn't big enough.
So it's your version of a flip belt, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
I never travel light anyway. I always have to have more stuff than I need. Just in life, I'm not one of these people who can just sort of like jump on a plane with a carrier bag. I've got loads of stuff and I need to take it. So that's essential. Have something to put your phone in. And he hasn't stopped laughing since I opened my mouth 2 minutes ago.
I can't believe we just spoke about 3 minutes about bum bag.
I'm laughing at these two now.
Okay. I'm sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face.
Why?
Nothing, mate. You crack on. You rock it out, mate. You wear that bum bag well, son. What brand is it? They might want to sponsor the pod.
Oh, it's Mike Ashley Sports. So we've already given him a plug, so we can.
What's his quote? Reminder of his quote.
Oh, I don't know. How much did the Saudis pay for Newcastle?
A lot.
Loads.
Oh, that's the funniest thing I've seen. Right, Toe.
You gotta stop laughing at me.
What's your bit of kit? What's your bit of kit?
Am I allowed to mention the thing?
Yeah,
go on then. Do it now while I calm down.
This is another 3 minutes. Let's go.
Another 3 minutes about it.
I mean, there's a bit of a cult going on now. I do quite like my stride pod now.
But hang on, we haven't given him a quote. What's the quote, Wilco, for stride pod?
Oh, nothing.
300 grand.
100 grand. Let us know. Right, Toe, why would you want a stride pod when you started out running?
I think it just keeps me in check a bit more than trying to. I mean, I was one of these runners, right, that went out, started running, and all I'd do is go as fast as I could every time and just kill myself. And it wasn't until about 4 years later I'd gone, oh, no, that's not a good idea to do that. So if you knew that and you had your stride pod...
Does it give you an electric shock if you're going too fast?
What was that?
Does it give you an electric shock? Or is it your foot blow up? Is it like a mine?
No, it just shows you. It gets red, goes red and gets a bit angry.
Really? What? Does it start swearing at you?
No, it just shows red on the clock
Yeah, but
face.
why is that any better than just having a
Yeah.
random watch?
Because
beginner,
I think it's more accurate.
Right.
Oh, don't
It
no,
doesn't-
Abby, don't get him started, please. Don't. I think we've had long enough on it.
We've
No,
been
it
going on
tells
the
me in 80
basics, and we,
seconds.
we're looking at beginners stuff.
So you
not
think, right? Now let's just get this right. So, in generally serious, you think a beginner-ish would benefit from having a stride pod if they invested in technology? You think that would genuinely?
I think that it depends on your aim.
I was going to say,
If your aim is to go out there and just run and have a bit of fun, probably not.
But if you're looking to go, to the Great North Run, that's your dream. So you started running because you want to go and do the Great North Run. You would recommend them spend. How much is a stride pod?
£170.
How much?
You should ask Ben. He's got ways.
How much?
Speak up.
Under £200.
I could get 80 bum bags, Wilco.
What, 200 quid? Nah, probably not that many, mate. 40.
So you think type that business, you think genuinely that's a good bit of kit for somebody who's maybe going up to, let's say they book the Great North Run because they want to do it, that will help them stay accountable better than some other money they could waste their money on a pair of Nike Alpha Flies.
If you got it will help you stay accountable to your efforts and what you should be doing.
Okay.
So obviously you've got to have a plan behind that.
Okay. Have you got a plan?
I've got several plans. None of them are running related.
Okay. Admin, over to you.
I'm going completely rogue now, and you're all going to laugh. Epsom salts.
Now that is rogue.
Brilliant.
That
No,
is rogue.
seriously,
Hey,
right?
I'm not disagreeing. That wasn't what I was expecting.
That's a
No.
great shout.
Epsom salts, something like Vaseline, and like something like a Pure Sport for different reasons, right? So I'm going right back to basics. But
Brilliant.
if you're doing catch to 5K, you're training for a marathon, an ultra, whatever, you're going to feel aches, you're going to feel pains. And I remember somebody saying to me, Epsom salts, and I'll never forget doing my first 17-mile run, getting home, laying on my living room floor and wanting to cry. And I got in the bath and I sat in that for 20 minutes or whatever. And honestly, it's like magic, Epsom salts. I swear by them. So definitely get a bag of those for whenever you might need them. Vaseline for your toes and all that kind of stuff. You don't want blisters if you're wearing socks that might not be sorted, like might not be quite appropriate. You haven't figured all that out yet. Some socks. And we get aches and pains, muscles hurt, joints hurt, bones hurt, all that kind of stuff.
So you wouldn't go foam roller or anything like that? You'd say,
I'm not very good with foam roller. I don't like it, but Pure
fair
Sport, I believe gel, anything like that will help when you're feeling a bit achy. Because we're all going to feel it. We all still feel it, right? No matter how many training blocks we've done, runs we've done. Some runs feel good, some don't. You get niggles, you get pain. So that kind of stuff.
Okay. So
Can I have a rogue option?
No, I'm going rogue. Go on in, but you can go rogue. I'm going to go rogue. One if it's the same.
I mean, mine's right because it's not really kit wise either.
No. Go on in.
But it's a motivational person that you can follow.
Me?
Kind of. But it's that thing. It's somebody that when when you're starting out and you really don't want to go, or you really think this isn't for me, someone that some might be another runner that you can watch and go, but they've done it, I can do it, or someone that's there that you
Petra
can
for Wilco.
Yeah.
Yeah, be serious. Like you saw Petra
That was the
bashing it
case,
out.
yeah. When she was sort of like the next stage up for everything that I wanted to do, and there was and in a very similar way, there was a lad at work who was sort of like 6 months older than me, and he'd just started, and he was doing things. And if you can think, well, we can do it, so can I, then that's a big thing, and that's where the old community comes in handy. That's where sign up for Facebook, and it is full of people who will help you get out the door and give you good advice.
So I'm going to finish on two things. Firstly, I've just realised that Toby, I'm inspiring Toby every day. He's just said that.
I didn't quite say that.
No, that's what. Be fair, that's what he was.
He said that.
Yeah, it's me. So you're welcome, Toby. He did say that. Anybody who's listening. And the second thing, I'm going to leave this because this is a funky sort of bit out there, but I think this should be everybody who's doing some running exercise should think about this. I wish I found these earlier, and that is the old hydration products. So like, your hydration, so getting your electrolytes and all that. If I don't have that, after I've done a run, even if it's that sounds really blasé, so apologies, but even if it's only 3 miles, right? So relative to where you are, okay. So for me, 3 miles is just literally popping out. But I appreciate that's a lot for long people. Some people might, whatever. But the point is that even if I'm doing a short run, I will then come home and I'll have an electrolyte drink and hydration product. And I just feel the benefit of being hydrated consistently through the day, sorting some of that calf aches out and all that sort of stuff because I'm low in salt or whatever, especially in the summer. But I've just found that those hydration products that I got introduced to through Active a few years ago and stuff like that, and I've played around with tinkered and whatnot. And at the moment, we're just working through a box that Simon got cheap because they're going out of date. But the point is that I really would recommend, you looking at your hydration and just getting some off Amazon or something. So like the High Five ones. How much for High Five to sponsor the show, Wilco?
200
grand. So something like that, or another product, say like Active Fruit with whatever it is. But I would look at adding a hydration product in to when when you're out there and when you're finishing that sort of thing. I just for me, I just feel better when I've had that hydration. I think all of us on here, we all reach for the hydration products now. Then we're a little bit more savvy on it with the electrolytes and things like that. So that's what I would recommend to a sort of newbie runner.
Well, I think we've covered pretty much all the bases,
Done a
haven't
good
we?
job there. You're welcome, by the way.
We'd like to think so,
everybody.
but obviously this isn't live. So if you
No.
subsequently watch this on YouTube, please put in the comments, any good tips that you might have that you think beginning runners might benefit from kit-wise. That'd be very grateful. Thanks ever so much for your company anyway. And we are on Facebook and YouTube every Friday at 7 o'clock, and you can catch us there. But if you're not around then we are available on your podcast provider of choice, whether that's Apple, Amazon, Spotify. So please listen to us on there and give us a nice review. That will be great. Don't forget, if you've got a question, drop us a line to 40runs.com/longrun, and or you can go on the Long Run Facebook page. We've got one of those now, so you could drop a comment on there and we will pick that up too. Hopefully, we will see some of you tomorrow in the second city at the NEC to watch the Long Run show live. The first time we've done a live show, so we're all really looking forward to it. If you're not, I'm sure you can pick up on it later on. Enjoy your running this week. We hope to see plenty of you in Birmingham. Stay safe, and we will see you. If we don't see you in Birmingham, we'll see you next Friday.
Bye.